All right, y'all. Usually, I don't do this in a video. I don't give my opinion. I don't give you my view on reality. I don't speak about anything other than, what is really going on in the world and things that really happen and things that have happened to me. But I know this for myself as well as so many other people. You chase this something in your life and you chase this thing that you have in your head that you think that you are going to get that thing. And that thing is your pride and your ego telling you that there is something there. And let me tell you, there's nothing there. It's all in your imagination. You're chasing the wind. That's all you're doing. And I'm reflecting on myself when I say these things. I've been looking for that thing my whole life. I'm only 34, but I've never found that thing that I was looking for because I never really knew what that thing was. I was just chasing after, these thoughts in my head to where I had to be something, or I had to make others feel good about themselves. And, I had so many things. I watched this video with this guy. It was really good what he said. He said, I had an ecosystem of delusions, and that's what I had. I'm speaking for myself. I can't speak for anybody else. But I came to a point in my life, it's only a point from A to B, from being born, life to death. I'm at the point in between somewhere. I don't know how long I'm going to live, but I found that this thing that I'm chasing and this thing that gets me to go and do stuff, and I don't even know what it is. It just drives me to go for it, and I don't even know what that thing is. And like I said, I've been chasing that my whole life. And you know where I ended up? I ended up right back with me. Just me being in my own skin, having the same thoughts about stuff, and nothing ever happened. you know you can have these goals and you can have things that you want to do in your life, but you're going to have these expectations for stuff, and you're going to think that that is going to make you so much better, or it's going to somehow, be a revelation, like at the end of a movie when they see the white light and oh, and you're like, oh, and then it's a great ending. And it's not like that. That's in the movies. That is fantasy. It's not real life. And all I try to do, I usually don't say try because I don't want you to try. I just want you to be like I want to be. But what I'm doing with this channel is I'm getting people to see that life is not what you think it really is. All these thoughts and these imaginations and these delusions of grandeur that you have in your head, it's just making you chase the wind more and more, and you're looking for that something, and you may find that something, but it's not going to see. I sounded like I contradicted myself, but when you find that thing, you may find it, but then you're going to find it and you're going to be sick of it after a while, and you're going to want to move on to new things, to things you never did or seen before. There's never this glorious moment that we think that we are going to get to in our lives. I always thought that I was going to have this glorious moment, that I was going to get to, that part of the movie where I went through all this suffering and pain and agony, and then, something beautiful and amazing came out of it, and the white light came. Oh, it don't happen like that. It just doesn't. And I'm getting people to see that you are healthier than me, probably, that is watching this. I am going through some physical things. I have some physical ailments. I'm 34 years old. I have things going on with my body, and I don't know what's going on. I have trouble breathing. My head aches all the time. It's stiff and tight. My neck's tight. I have a couple more things going on. I'm not going to sit here and describe everything, but you healthy people, stop chasing this thing in your head. Just be in the moment, the right now. See, if I was healthy like I was when I was 17, 18 years old, I would be so much more comfortable in my own skin and with other people. But see, this physical stuff, it nags at me, and it makes me to where I'm a little different than what I would be if I was healthy. See, I'm not 100% healthy. Even though I eat healthy, even though I don't smoke cigarettes, even though I live kind of a straight edge life, there's still something going on that I don't know what is going on. And I noticed, for me, since I let this pride and ego go, and these delusions of grandeur, and me thinking that I was chosen and that I had some kind of special mission in my life, and all of these things, the ecosystem of delusions, when I let that go, then I could write. I'm a writer. I'm a poet, and I'm a musician. I could write without thinking about it. I just wrote. There was no scribble outs. There was no me changing up what I said. It was just word after word after word, because I wasn't thinking about it. My ego was not there. But see, that's what I mean. That thing wants to come back so bad. And it's in every man and every woman. It wants to come back so bad, and it wants you to start thinking about all this stuff, and like, there's something out there for you. Go get it. Get up, Nate. That thing is waiting for you. It's somewhere out there. And see, I don't know if you think like me. I don't know if your thoughts are like mine. But I know the pride of man, because I am a man, and I was prideful, and I still get them prideful, egotistical thoughts that come to my head, and they're so, I don't want to say dangerous, but they are they're convincing. They're kind of like a temptation, if that's how I can say it. I don't want to run after that no more. I don't want to chase that thing no more. I am at peace with myself right now in my life. It's just the physical things and the pride and the ego. It's these things that are keeping me sick and are keeping me, going against the wind thing. They're keeping me doing that. You see, if I didn't have the physical problems and I didn't have a pride or an ego, I could just be what I want to be and need to be. I wouldn't have to be anything for anyone else. I wouldn't have to prove anything to anybody. I wouldn't have to convince anybody of anything. And this is the message that I bring across. I know I'm not popular. I don't have a ton of subscribers on my channel. I'm watching this guy last night. He's talking on a video from about 6 years ago, and he's on there saying he has 30 subscribers, and now he has 4,300 some subscribers. And he probably has a way with speaking and saying things like I don't. You know what I mean? So I might not ever get to reach that many people. I might not ever get to talk to that many people. I don't know. Maybe something will click over time and people will start to want to understand and want to get this thing. Because I speak for all of us. I don't speak just for me. We are all selfish. We are all selfish people. And it's okay to be selfish. It's just, if you're being selfish all of the time, all of the time, then there may be a problem. But we are selfish people. It's just, there's a certain limit to the things we do. This is where I talk about the understanding and the ignorance, because we don't know. We don't find these things out for ourselves. We assume things. We chase this pride and ego, and we're led into believing and thinking that things are true that are not true, and going for things that are not there. They're not there. It is an imagination. There's a saying, I'm not saying, I don't know if there is a devil or Satan exists. I don't know that. But I totally agree with the phrase, an idle mind is the devil's workshop, because that's what happens with me, whether it be the devil or whether it be my thoughts or whether it be my pride or ego. There is that thing that is constantly trying to get me. See, this is why I say don't try, because that thing is constantly trying to get me to do something and to go somewhere that I don't want to go and I don't want to be. And that's what I struggle with, is those thoughts trying to get me to go and be something that I'm really not, and chase the wind. And it gets me nowhere. And even living life in general, it doesn't get us anywhere. We're just living life. We're so caught up in this, what everyone else says and what the world is doing, that we can't take a second to think for ourselves and to see what is really going on. And like I said in an earlier video, my temperament changes a lot. I'm not the same in every video. My temper is not the same. I don't talk the same in every video. But that doesn't have nothing to do with me, being prideful or letting my ego do something different. That's just the thought. How I act is something totally different. That's up to me. I have a choice to act however I'm going to act. Even though I'm going through all this physical crap and I'm experiencing this change in life and I see what my pride and ego does, that doesn't have nothing to do with me being angry or me speaking what is on my mind or expressing myself. It's two different things. I'm not explaining that right, but it's two different things. We're so quick to judge somebody else instead of taking a look at our own lives and saying, man, what am I doing with my life right now? How am I being? What am I saying? I think we're all too focused on other people and other things too much. And even I focus on other people and other things, and I should mind my business a lot more. But I do mind my business. It's just that I want to get to a point where I completely mind my business and I'm doing what I do, not what everyone else is doing. I don't want to know how to do something like another human being. I see these videos on YouTube, and please don't anyone get offended if I am talking about you and you do this. But there's these videos where it says how to be like Kanye West, how to be like this person, how to sing like Whitney Houston, how to rap like Ja Rule or something. It's like, why do you want to be like someone else? What is in your mind or your thoughts that is driving you to be like someone else? There was a time where I did want to be similar to other people, but I never wanted to be that exact person. I just wanted to be similar. I wanted to fit in. I wanted to feel comfortable. And that was me lying to myself. I was lying to myself on a daily basis. And there came a time, and it took a lot of time, but I said, you know what? I am bullshitting myself here. I am not really being me. I am being what I think others want me to be. I am chasing this pride and ego thing, and I'm chasing the wind. I'm chasing after something that is not there, and I'm not just being what I am. I hope people understand that, what I'm saying here. Sometimes we don't listen. We don't really listen what someone is trying to tell us or what somebody is telling us. I'm not trying to tell you, I'm telling you what I'm telling you. Now listen to what I am telling you. See, this is what our pride and ego does. It cannot listen. It's constantly doing things. It's constantly doing your own thing and going towards those things that are in your mind that don't even exist most of the time. And see, when you stop and you listen, that is when you can obtain knowledge. That's when you can see things for what they really are. Because there was a time where I didn't want to listen to nothing. I didn't want to hear nobody tell me anything. I didn't want to hear, even now, I don't want to hear people's opinions and what they believe, because that's their opinions and what they believe. Each person has their own, But I just blocked out everything, and I did what I was doing, and I was chasing the wind. I was chasing nothing. I was being something for other people that I really wasn't. And how many of us are really doing that? How many of us are really sitting and saying, man, I lied to myself. I've been bullshitting myself for a while now. I got to stop doing this because I want to be me. I want to be genuine with myself. And it's very hard to be 100% genuine with yourself. You know, that's a whole nother topic that I can sit here and talk about. You know, I want to be 100% genuine with me, but when I'm around others, it's kind of hard to be me, because when we come around others, then there's this expectation. There's this assuming that the next person has to say hi, or I have to say hi, you know, instead of just doing what we're doing and being what we're being at that time and minding our own business. And if the other person needs help with something, then we help them with something. But all this, I think the way that society does all this communication, I think it's unhealthy. I really do. I think we should only speak when we really need to speak. I think we should only say, hey, I need help, not, hi, how are you doing? Because how are you usually doing? You're usually doing crappy or not so well. And then you're going to answer with a lie. You're not going to say the truth. You're not going to tell people what is really going on with you and what you're really thinking. And this is what I mean by us bullshitting ourselves. And it's really hard to explain to people that are so a part of society and are so a part of labels and groups of people. And they constantly say, I did this. Look at me. I'm special. Let me take a selfie of myself. Let me smile even though I'm miserable inside. Do you see the fakeness and the ungenuineness in this, if that's even a word? And listen, I had to be offended many, many times for me to realize certain things. People have to get offended. You have to offend people. It's not that you're hurting them. It's not that you're coming at them and, you know, you're just spiting them. It has nothing to do with that. You know, we need to get angry more. I'm not saying go and hurt people. I'm not saying go and break someone's leg. I'm not saying, you know, do anything stupid. I'm just saying we need to stop with all this nice stuff, with all of this facade, I'm okay stuff, because we're really not. We are really not. See, you're lying to yourself. You might be doing okay at that time, but there are days where you're not doing okay and you say you're doing okay. And you're lying. You're lying to yourself and you're lying to me. But then you say, oh, it's no big deal. That's no big deal. Why are you even talking about it? Because I can't be like that with me. I can't lie. I used to lie. I used to be able to lie, and I didn't think nothing of it. But I can't lie to myself. I don't know about other people, but there is a lot of liars out here. And there's so many people, they're just stuck in their prideful, egotistical ways. Just look at these women, how they take these selfies, and how, oh, look at me, I'm beautiful. Oh yeah, look at me, I'm so special, you know. Just like I said before, they're smiling and they don't even really want to smile, you know. It's fake. It's fake, and I can see the fakery in people. I can see it all over people. And see, that's why I think I'm somebody that people get offended by very easily, because I don't have time for bullshit. I don't have time for things that are not genuine. See? So I'm running out of things to say here about this topic, but yet again, if you are not being you, then who are you being? If you're not just doing what you want to do, then why are you doing it? Why are you chasing the wind? And I have to stop myself and sit and think about this and meditate on this a lot. I have to say, Nate, check yourself. Check yourself, Nate. Look in the mirror. Take a deep look into my own eyes. Take a deep look at myself and say, Nate, what are you doing? Why are you doing this, Nate? What is the purpose of you doing this, Nate? You see, are you asking yourself those questions, is what I'm saying? Or are you someone just ignorant of the fact and you're just chasing the wind constantly? You're just chasing that thing that will never get you nowhere, and you're just fooling yourself. You're bullshitting yourself over and over and over again, like I did. I'm telling you what I did. And you might not want to accept that you did this or you are doing this, or if you did it, you might not really be talking about it. So, if you listen to this, thanks for listening. I just want the best for all of us. That's all. That's the only thing. And I understand life sucks sometimes. Things suck. But us chasing something that ain't there and being prideful and egotistical, it's not helping nothing. It's just making things worse. It's making things worse for you and everybody else. So, later.